Hi amazing people, welcome back to this amazing channel where we learn and get educated on so much things. So guys, today I have an interesting topic, but before I start introducing the topic, let me send my shout out to all the people who are watching me, all the people who have given me support. Thank you so much, I appreciate you more, and I would also love to keep you here to learn more and to tell you more about my life. So today for you, as usual, taking you through this journey. So guys, last time I did my journey about endometriosis, and I also said about fibroids. So many people didn't understand about the endo and about fibroids. I'm a victim of both. I'm a victim of fibroids and I'm also a victim of endometriosis. So today I want to give you the difference of endometriosis and the difference of fibroids. So first we learn to know what is fibroids. Fibroid is abnormal growth that comes in or on the uterus. I hope you understand that. In or on the uterus. Endometriosis, it's the endometrium growing on the uterus, outside the uterus. It grows outside the uterus. It can also grow on the fallopian tube. It can also grow on the eggs, that is ovaries, and also on the intestines, that is endometriosis. Guys, the last time I told you about it, for the fibroids that I had, I was told I had 1 centimeter. Going back to the video, the fibroids I had, it was 1 centimeter, and it was so painful guys. Fibroid, it's a nagging thing, and once you have fibroids, you just think of the worst, and fibroid gives you an excitement that you don't even understand. Excitement in terms of making you feel as if you're pregnant. It gives you that pregnancy fever sort of thing. And also endometriosis gives you the same type of fever. You feel like you're bloated. You don't feel like you're bloated, but you're actually bloated. You feel you're bloated all the time. You fart a lot, you susu a lot. All the symptoms is like you're pregnant for the endometriosis. So guys, can we go ahead and check some of the causes of fibroids? 1. Fibroid is caused by hormones, that is estrogen and progesterones. Estrogen and progesterones. Okay, I don't want to go on the medic side of it, but just know fibroids is caused by hormones. So many hormones. And looking to it, there is a person who told me on the comment section, there's someone who told me that I should stop eating proteins, that is animal proteins, that is eggs. I should stop eating eggs. I should stop eating meat, red meat, maybe red meat or white meat, but generally meat. I should stop eating eggs, I should stop eating meat, and I should stop taking milk. Those 3 things, and get to eat more of plant proteins. Why? I came to understand that the proteins that we take from animals, they have hormones. These are animals and they also have hormones. So the more you consume the hormones of animals and you have hormones in your body, when the 2 meet, they double up, so causing so much hormones in the body. So the estrogens and progesterones in the body becomes a lot. That's how fibroids are formed. Number 2, it also comes from family history. Maybe you have a relative, a sister, an auntie, a mom, or a grandparent. When I say family, it means people who you share the same blood with, So they might be having fibroids, and at the end you're going to also to inherit the hormones and also have fibroids. It's just the same as if you come from a family where they are prone to cancer or diabetes, such kind of diseases, lifestyle diseases, then you tend also to inherit the same. But I'm not here to talk about that. So I'm here to talk about fibroids. I understand fibroid is a lifestyle kind of disease. So fibroids, when you're active, you don't give your body that activeness. And number 2, your hormones are high. And then it's a family inheritance. Then the likelihood of having fibroids is very high, sweetheart. So that's another cause. So another cause I know about fibroids is also about pregnancy. So many women, when they get pregnant, some tend to be having fibroids already. I told you guys, fibroids, when you're so active, sexually active, you're tending to get fibroids. Your body is active, it registers that I'm sexually active and there is nothing occupying my uterus, meaning it's going to form like a false kind of pregnancy in your body because of the activeness. So the hormones tend to think, let me occupy this space that's supposed to be occupied by the baby, and since you are active and it's not occupied by anything or anyone, let me tend to occupy that part. And that's when now the fibroid gets to grow. You see, they grow and attach. Going back to endometriosis, what causes endometriosis? One is, I think, menstrual flow. Your menstrual flow becomes a problem. One, you have irregular periods. Your periods are so painful. In fact, it comes in form of clots. You see, it's shedding blood, and at the same time, it's shedding clots, blood clots. You know, clots. It's somewhat like a meat, a ball thing. You know, so you're going to experience that in your menses. So you have problem with your menses. They're irregular. They come this week, next month they don't come. They stay like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they don't come. And when they come back, no, they are painful. Another thing, it's, I think, genetic facts. What is genetic facts also cause endometriosis? Your immune system. If your immune system is not strong, you're more likely to have endometriosis. Hormones, just the same as fibroids. Fibroids is all about hormones, and also endometriosis is more of hormones. Guys, I personally, I have a very weak immune system. I'm prone to any disease. If it's a chicken flu, Pauline has. If it's typhoid, Pauline gets. If it's flu for the kids, I'm having flu for the kids. If it's anything, any kind of disease that comes and it's contagious, people can get. I'm always in need. All sorts of flus, chicken flu, pig flu, people flu, everything flu. Anything with flu, I have. My immune system is very, very delicate, guys. And I told you I used to get sick so many times. So my immune system was so weak. Maybe that's why I contracted endometriosis. Coming to think of it, I don't have anyone in our family who has ever had fibroids. I've never had, and I've never seen anyone with endometriosis. So I don't know how it's connected. Maybe I'm the first one. I don't know. So another thing is surgery. When you're going for a surgery, especially the people who are pregnant and they're undergoing CS, cesarean section, those people tend to get endometriosis so very fast because of once the doctor is doing the bikini cut or he's trying to remove that baby, and as they're cleaning up, they'll tend to transfer the endo where it has grown, the endometrium where it has grown, and take it to another place, hence transferring it and making it spread very fast. So that's how surgery also causes endometriosis. So guys, I think with those simple facts, let's not go so much into science about it. I'm not a medic, I'm just saying what I know. So I suffered painful in the verge of endo and my endo and endometriosis and fibroids. I suffered most of these things, guys. I had painful, extreme painful periods. Number two, my period would come. It would come every month. I was an irregular person. My periods would come like today. Then after a week or two, my period is back. After 7 days, my period is back. After a few times, it's back. You see, so it was a back and forth thing. And like those people who have their menses on date 5, each and every month is date 5 of your periods. For me, it was not like that. Another thing, I was so bloated. I felt as if I'm pregnant. You know, every month I would think I'm pregnant because my stomach is here. It's so big. I felt so much pregnant in me. Sometimes I would lose taste, sometimes I would feel nauseous, sometimes I would feel like I want to sleep. And you see, once you start feeling I want to throw up, you don't feel like taking tea, you just feel like you start thinking, no, you're pregnant, you're happy, and start behaving like that. In fact, even you start having cravings. You crave for things that are not even there, because in your mind it has already registered you're pregnant. Wait until your flows come. That's when you realize that you are not pregnant and you don't have anything to be associated with even pregnancy. It's just pain. So guys, I want to check on the fibroids symptoms. What are the symptoms of fibroids? Number 1, heavy bleeding including clots. We are talking about fibroids. Heavy bleeding including clots. So you have your periods. Some people, okay, let me ask this. I hope there's someone who is watching this, and I know guys, this is something that we women go through. If I may speak to women, comment down below and tell me if you do face heavy periods and having clots in them. There are people who have late period. There are people who undergo like a day or 2 periods. They have their period start today, and by tomorrow it's done. So comment down below and tell me, how do you experience your flow when you have it? How do you experience your menses? So just comment down below and let me know. Number 2, you have pain on the lower back and the pelvic. I have ever had pelvic pain. Pelvic is this in between your legs, where you have the pelvic bone. That area, it's so painful. You just feel as if you're done a 360. Can I say 360 or a full 180? Not 360, a full 180 degrees. Like you have stretched your leg. It's so painful. And then on your lower back, that's also a symptom of pregnancy, guys. You feel on your lower back that you're feeling tired, as if you've been carrying something. You try maybe to bend or push your chest in front and make your back curve, so that at least you feel some stretching on your lower back. That's how fibroid makes you feel. It's so painful. It is intense. You don't feel that sharp pain, but it's so intense that you feel the pain is so uncomfortable. Another thing, it's you have increased menstrual cramping. Cramps, guys, cramps. When I had fibroids, my cramps were so painful. I'll just feel as if someone is stabbing on my stomach. You see, knives and needles, and someone is poking my stomach very hard. It was painful. Cramps are so painful that you don't feel that you want to go anywhere. You don't even want to attend any party. You feel that you don't want to socialize with anyone. The pain in cramps, my dear, the pain was so painful. Another thing I experienced with endometriosis is painful urine. My urine was paining. Just going to susu. Guys, you go pee. Peeing is one of the most comfortable things you ever want, especially when you're so pressed. You just want to relieve your body. You sit on the toilet seat and you're like, oh God, this is what I wanted. But for fibroids, when you go to urinate, and it's not the urine that you think, guys, that you will go in the toilet and a minute or 30 seconds you're peeing. No. Urine for endometriosis is very different. Guys, have you ever experienced fungal infection like UTI? If you have ever got a UTI, comment down below. Urine for endometriosis comes like a dot. You just went to pee, and within minutes you feel that you want to go and pee again. Even you have hardly left the toilet, you're still even washing your hands on the toilet bowls. You feel you want to go and pee. You're going to pee just a drop. A drop. Just something small like this nail. A drop, and it's so hot, so painful that even you don't wish to susu anymore. But with fibroids, you're going to experience a lot of that, and also you're going to have a funny kind of smell, like a discharge. It's so smelling so bad, guys. That smell is ew. So your urine becomes painful, your cramps become painful, everything becomes painful with you. Another thing is you can't enjoy your sex life perfectly. You won't enjoy sex, my dear. let's call a spade and not a big spoon. With fibroids, you're not going to enjoy sex. You will feel pain. When I got married, I used to hear my friends say, hey, Pauline, you're going to enjoy sex. Now you're going to be even scared to have sex with your husband, and such kind of talks, And for me, I was wondering, what is this sweet sex people talk about at the sex? And, everything you enjoy it. It's so sweet. It's so, you just feel relaxed and everything. I never experienced that. In fact, I was screaming and crying because it was so painful. With endometriosis or with fibroids, guys, sex is very painful. Very, extremely painful. It's just like maybe if you let me say a rape, of which I don't know how rape is, but it's so painful that you can't even enjoy it. You just feel pain. And the only thing to avoid feeling that pain is not even involving yourself in the intercourse. I hope that is clear. Don't judge me, but it's true. Urine and sex, very painful. Another thing you experience with fibroids, we're still on the symptoms of fibroids. You experience long period of your menstrues. You have 7 to 14 days. Yes, really. You have 7 to 14 days of your periods. Like you have periods today, 7 days are over, 14 days are over, and then you'll just rest for 2 or 3 days and your periods come back again. Fibroids is one of the things that I wouldn't love or wish to see a young one undergoing, because another thing fibroids needs to be, you need to be clean. You need to be clean, and you need to eat or drink a lot of fluids, drink a lot of yogurt, and take a lot of fruits, because it's so draining. It gives you another type of a hormone that you truly don't understand. So tell me, you're losing blood you used to lose blood for 0 from day 1, maybe to 3 days, or from day 1 to 7 days. You're having periods from day 1 to day 14. That's a whole mid-month. You're having your periods because of fibroids, and it's painful. Not that it's easy. It's coming together. As you're bleeding, you're also feeling pain. You also have no peace in you. Another thing, fibroid brings in bloating. You get bloated. Your stomach gets here. You feel that your stomach, it's like a contraction. You just feel that it bloats up, and then it shrinks again. Let me ask you guys, I know this has happened so many times, but people never say it. Have you ever encountered a place or a thing whereby you go to people, or in a certain place, you don't know anyone, and you're so tense, you don't know anyone, you don't have any friends, but you want to interact with people, then your stomach gets to bloat up. You just feel like you want to fat, but you can't fat. You're holding so much of your fat, you don't want to fat. The bloatiness, you feel as if you want to fat, but you can't fat, even if it don't come out. But that soreness, you just feel something like rumbling on your stomach, kinda a fat, and kinda, stretching something. It stretches out and then holds you back again. You just feel funny. You're not comfortable. That's how fibroid also acts. You get bloated and you feel as if you're pregnant. You'll just wear your normal dress. You're very fine. You're very fine when you left home. But inside, you feel when you get where you're going, inside you feel as if you're pregnant. Your tummy comes out like someone who has a potty. You understand? And you just feel the noise in it. Sometimes tend to make some noise. Yeah, that's fibroids. So when you go to endometriosis, endo and fibroids have the same type of symptoms. But let me tell you what I experienced in my endometriosis. One, I also had painful menses. That's very, very it. Fibroids and endometriosis, you have the most painful periods. Number 2, you have abdominal pain. That's cramps. I think abdominal is below, near the pelvic. You have a painful cramping. Before and after, you have cramping. You cramp and it's so painful. Another thing, you'll have your cramps for 1 to 2 weeks. You understand? For 1 and 2 weeks when you are on your periods. That is, before you start your periods, you're on your period, and even after your period you're still having cramps. Another thing, endometriosis, you have heavy flow, very heavy, and also it has clots. Guys, remember we said endometriosis is endometrial lining growing outside the uterus. Sometimes it grows on the intestines, ovaries, and fallopian tube. So when it sheds, you see, when it sheds, that blood comes out as a clot because it was so much prepared. It was prepared to hold a baby, but there is nothing. So it tends to shrink and detach from the uterus. So it falls like a clot, nyamaisha, like a meat. It falls. Another thing, also in endometriosis, you experience painful sex. It has pain. You feel pain, and the pain is worse. So nothing to enjoy about. Another thing, you have the discomfort also on the boil. You understand? You have the discomfort on the boil. You just feel like farting, you're bloated, you don't want to eat, you don't want to go where people are. It's like a tension, when you're tensed. So fibroids and endometriosis have the same character. Another thing is lower back, as we said. You experience the lower back also. Yeah. So guys, let me tell you one thing. This whole time I was experiencing this type of problem, lower back. I feel like farting. In fact, I was so much farting, guys. I would go to my office, sit down and fart. You understand? So my fan was all the time, it was on, because I can't stay in that room. You would suffocate. I would fart a lot. And then I would spend a lot of time in the toilet because I'll just go susu, then come back. In just a few minutes, I just feel, no, I need to go. And that susu is so hot. You just feel your susu, but nothing. So hot. The drop is so small and so hot. And then on your vaginal part, you feel the heat, the warmth out of it. Right? You feel the warmth out of it. And it's so painful. Pain that even I can't explain. It's so painful, guys. Yeah, it's that painful. So guys, I would like to tell someone out there, when you're experiencing this, kindly always have a gynae check. When you start experiencing pain in your periods, when you start experiencing pain on your urination, if you're active, guys, you understand what I mean by active. If you're active, kindly make an effort of going for checkups in between. I'm not saying every month you go for checkup. No, you can take maybe after 2 months, you can go for a checkup. We are the most people with delicate body organs, not like men. Men, if they get let's say a fungal infection, they tend to control it very easily. But for a woman, you have menstruals, you need very high hygiene. You're having but you're having UTI also. It affects you psychologically also. So the same thing, I'd like to tell you guys, if you experience heavy menstrual, painful periods, painful urination, painful intercourse, pain on your pelvic bones, pain on your lower back, just go and check your gynae. If not endometriosis, likelihood of endometriosis. Another thing I didn't understand is why people don't talk about it. At first I was so much scared talking about endometriosis, and I felt as if people are going to disown me or see me like people see me as if I'm barren. It's like, no, let me give you an example. It's like telling people I have an HIV or I have TB, these big diseases. You tense up, you don't want people to know what you're going through. Or you have a boil. You say you have a boil, maybe let's say on your private parts or on your armpit. It's so painful, but still you want to hold it to yourself. You don't want people to know that you have a boil or you have something nagging you, something painful nagging you. You don't want to share it out. So I had that same feeling. But currently, guys, I tell people straight to the face. People ask me, Pauline, why are you not conceiving? I'm like, I have undergone endometriosis, and that's why I'm not conceiving. But I know one day, I'm going to conceive. So chances of endometriosis endo even causes infertility, and chances of getting pregnant with endometriosis they're very minimal. Yeah, let me say they're very minimal. I don't want to say it's almost to zero. No, chances of conceiving with endometriosis is very minimal. People with fibroids can be treated through surgery or even taking herbal drugs, and they can still conceive. People who suffer endometriosis, chances of them receiving are very chances of receiving or conceiving, not receiving, conceiving is very minimal. Even if you undergo surgery, you still have to take care of yourself, like in terms of supplements, checkups, and such routines, what you eat, the fruits, the vegetables, and everything. Some diets you have to keep them away, yeah, for you to focus on yourself and be able to conceive. So guys, with fibroids, you can conceive. In fact, even with fibroids, people who get fibroids, who have fibroids, they tend to get pregnant, or even people who got pregnant, they tend to get fibroids after conceiving or after giving birth. And with endometriosis, it's so different. I don't think with endometriosis, you maybe after pregnancy, maybe you can get endometriosis, but I'm not sure. But if you have endometriosis, chances of you giving birth or conceiving, they're very minimal. That's why we say 1 woman out of 10 has endometriosis. And I think endometriosis was, or it's what people term as being barren. Maybe long time, people they didn't know about it, but I don't know about it. So guys, comment down below. Tell me, what do you think about the causes and the symptoms of both endometriosis and fibroids? Let me know which one have you experienced. Maybe you're going to help someone somewhere. So guys, without much talking, let me just leave you to digest what I said, to get to know what I felt, and then you will come in the comment section and tell me, what do you think? So what else do you want to hear? I've been your host, Pauline Mwakazi, and until next time, sweet bye-bye.